My favorite is you, my Canadian. Call on you to let me some things are around. Some things are around. Come on, some things are children. There some things are around you, Papa. They are suffering all over Nigeria. In the last one, in the last one, United Nations judgment and setting free, which is on the back of Chineke and I told
Thank you very much, wherever you're joining from. I am so pleased to welcome you to this very segment of our broadcast today. I am Pastor Maxwell Nawi. I hope you are doing well. This is really interesting because it has to do with very, very critical aspect of the country called Nigeria and the citizens, economy, finances, businesses, companies, employment, and all that are related to them. What are we seeing? A very unusual development since the inception or the creation of Nigeria. The mass exodus, the mass exit of multinational companies and businesses shutting down here and there, left, right, and center across the country. And what is the reason? What is the major reason of all these multinational companies shutting down in Nigeria? What has been the major factor that has made it to become a kind of new tradition or new norm or new normal in the country? That if in the next 24 hours or in the next 3 days you hear that another multinational company has shut down in Nigeria, you will not be surprised. It is now becoming a new normal for Nigerians to wake up one morning to hear that a multinational company has shut down in the country. A business or an oil firm or whatever company or major business, whether it is departmental stores, supermarkets, and all that, has shut down. And Nigerians will say, oh, have they joined others? It is now becoming a trending development in the country. And it is a very ugly sign. It is a very, very bad sign. Trying to explain the state of the economy of the country and how the economic downturn will continue in the country. And who are the most affected? The citizens of the country, those that are not highly placed, the entrepreneurs, those that are trying to see how they can put food on the table for that of their family members or their dependents. They are the worst hit in this type of trend. It is an ugly economic trend. It leads to layoff of staffs, retrenching of workers or staffs. It leads to loss of job and economy. It leads to loss of revenue. It leads to loss of revenue. And the worst hit and the most badly affected are the citizens of the country who are not in politics, who are not CEOs of multinational companies, because if that happens, they can be deployed to other countries of the world where such multinational companies have their branches or establishment or their businesses smoothly running. This is affecting the common man in the street, the common woman in the street, those that cannot actually bribe their way to the highest step in the ladder of success. They are the worst hit. They are the worst hit. And when people loses their jobs without any hope of getting a better job anytime soon next, what does it result? What is the impact of it in their immediate environment? If this is a man or a woman with 3 children or 5 children, or they have about 4 for their livelihood, more especially those who have their children in school or who have their dependents in school, who are training someone or some persons in school. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? When the government cannot guarantee job security, what are they going to do? Companies are laying off staffs. So, not even trying to sack staffs that are not competent, that cannot deliver anymore, who are not fit for the organization, in order to employ more competent hands or very skillful or professionals to man their companies or to run their businesses. But this is outright shutting down of the company, the operation of businesses in the country. What does it portend to those who have lost their jobs as a result of this ugly trend in the country? Business. This is strictly on business. I am Pastor Maxwell, and here once again. Thank you for joining us. ShopRite and Lis of Multinational Companies. ShopRite. Many of you know ShopRite in Nigeria. Just like you have the Market Square, you have the Genesis and other retail business that shut down businesses in Nigeria, that shut down their operations in Nigeria as a result of harsh economic situation in the country, as a result of harsh economic situations in the country. That is the focus of this very segment of our broadcast. And we'll be going into the details of this. Nnamdi Kanu told the Nigerian government in 2015 in a very, very popular interview with, I think that should be either Sahara Reporters or Chief Dele Momodu. He made a striking statement that today appears to be a prophetic statement. Not appears to be. It is adjudged and categorized as prophecy come to pass. What did he say? In 2015, he said, if they fail to give us Biafra, if Nigerian government fails to give us Biafra, if they fail to allow Biafra to exist or to exit the country, that Somalia will be better than Nigeria, that Somalia will be like a paradise to Nigeria. And it was so funny when he made that very statement. A lot of people didn't quite believe him. A lot of people thought that maybe he's trying to cajole the country into doing what is contrary or what is completely against the benefit or advantage or the indivisibility of the country. They tagged it a lot of things, that he's trying to threaten the country, that it is an empty threat aimed at achieving whatever is his aim, And when we look at the country and analyze the economics of the country, the impact of the administration of General Muhammadu Buhari and this very incumbent government, the government or the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you will understand that is prophecy come to pass. It is prophecy that have come to fulfillment. We are seeing the manifestation of it. The quest for the restoration of Biafra is beyond politics, and it is beyond economic expediencies or benefits or advantages. Some people think it is just so that they can be able to have their own national anthem, their own constitution, their own country, their own boundary, their own whatever they think is the sole aim of agitating for the restoration of the Republic of Biafra. Out of context, the reason, according to what the mainstream media of the country or the government propaganda instrument or tool have shoved down their throats, have made them to believe, without trying to look at the very struggle and the very agitation, the quest for the restoration of Biafra, from its other perspective that is spiritual. It is spiritual. Anything that has to do with the destiny of the people, anything that has to do with the well-being of the people, the establishment of or the fulfillment of the full potential of a people, of a tribe, of an ethnic bloc or a race. It is more spiritual than physical or political. And that's why when some people who are highly placed try to see it from the perspective of politics or analyze it with political instruments or economic instruments, at the end of the day, they fail because it is not all about money. It is not all about power. It is not all about having a total control of your region. It is not all about what eyes can see. This life is not made of what eyes can see. It is actually made of what eyes cannot see, the invisible that we cannot see or understand with our common five senses or human reasonings and understanding. The Somali country today, their currency is higher in value than that of Naira. Somalia, their currency as we speak today is higher in value than that of Naira. I'm not talking about Ghana cedis. I'm talking of Somalia. Somalia that has the history of acute and perennial poverty. Somalia, the currency of the Somalia country is now higher in value than that of Nigeria. Prophecy come through, which was made by Nnamdi Kanu in 2015. And now, this very ugly trend, which is a chaotic situation in the economy of the country, is another sign that what is happening to the country is beyond physical approach. It is not about the election. It is not about who is in power. There is nobody that doesn't know what is right and what is wrong. Believe you me, if you are able to get it right from the spiritual foundation of the country, how Nigeria was put together, you will discover that even the former immediate president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, in a right Nigerian foundation, in a right Nigerian spiritual foundation, he would have done better. And I'm telling you that the incumbent president of the country, some people campaigned for him based on his antecedents and his landmark transformation of Lagos State, where he was the governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he did very well. He was appraised to have revolutionized and turned the economy of Lagos State to become one of the competing economies in the sub-Saharan Africa. That was to his credit. But why is it that he cannot find his footing as the president of the country? Who is in charge? Who is the commander-in-chief? Who is at the helm of affair? He has the budget with him. He has the best brains that's supposed to profile certain economic solutions to the nosediving economy of the country. He has them. He can assess them. He can bring them into his cabinet. He can call them to offer their services to the country. But why is he not doing it? It is spiritual. He's been blinded. There is a cloak. There is a total spell that is cast upon the country by the British in the Buckingham Palace. Some people may think, oh, every time they try to stereotype, every time they try to tie everything to spiritual, every time they try to tie everything to Bible or to prayers. It is not. It is not. Even you that is against certain positions when it comes to comparisons with the economy of the country, the fate of the country in the light of the scripture, you are against it. You yourself, you understand that deep inside of you, you yearn for certain spiritual coverage and some certain spiritual advantage or some certain spiritual assistance in carrying out some of your activities or in trying to execute some of your project or in trying to achieve some of your plans or your goals or your target. You are aware of that. Even those that write in condemnation of spiritual positions when it comes to nationhood or to the smooth running of the country or the development of Africa and all of that, you must understand that they too themselves know that without spirituality, there is no existence. Life actually comes from the spiritual to the physical. That is the truth. Nobody can actually exist in a neutral ground. You must belong to somewhere. You must believe in certain spiritual realities. That is the truth. Whether you believe in God or not, you must believe in something, and that is spiritual. What is happening to the country is more spiritual than political. And this is what many people have failed to understand till today. The mass exodus of multinational companies and shutting down of businesses across the country is a new ugly trend, and I'm bringing it to the screen. I hope that the screen sharing is not going to disconnect my voice. I hope that the screen sharing is not going to disconnect my voice. My voice is coming out, I believe so. My voice, yes, it is confirmed that my voice is coming out. And I trust by the time I bring this news item to the screen sharing will not disconnect my voice. I'm going to do that immediately. I hope you can see it on the screen. Business, business, ShopRite, and list of other multinationals that shut down business, citing harsh economic situations in Nigeria. ShopRite and list of multinationals that shut down business, citing harsh economic situations in Nigeria.
Call upon me in the days of trouble. I will answer you and show you great and mighty things you don't know. When the righteous man is seated upon the throne, everywhere you go, there is joy, joy, joy. When the wicked man is seated upon the throne, everywhere you go, there is crying, suffer, 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 tire, 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 suffer, suffer. From the east to the west, the man will never come. From the north to the south, there is struggle, trouble. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people, any people. Look around Nigeria today, what you will see is reproach, women no federal, democratic, mama, no boy election, the Nigeria, in the Navaya, say no more good, and let's see election, the government tribunal, I'm going to take up back and say, the son of a Supreme Court. You better be alone, you better be alone.
Once again, I welcome you. For those that are just joining us, this very broadcast is important. The news item is right on the screen. The details of this very information. The economic downturn across Nigeria hits the retail supermarket Nigeria Limited, RSNL, owner of ShopRite, leading to the announced shutdown of its Wuse store located in Novare Wuse Central Mall, Abuja from 30th June 2024. Following the collapsing Nigeria's economy and weakening country's currency, which led to high inflations, the company's chief executive officer, Folakemi Fadahunsi, said in a circular titled Notification of Novare Wuse Central Mall Closure dated 21st June that the decision was made after a thorough evaluation of the store's financial situation in the current business climate in the country. In the current business climate in the country. And you will be hearing other companies that have also shut down. In this broadcast, I'm going to be also mentioning or listing the names of other companies or businesses that have also shut down operations in the country, that have left Nigeria completely, that have sold their assets, that have sold their stakes or their shares, and outrightly left the country, completely left the country. This latest development is coming about 6 months after ShopRite Mall in Kano shut down operations in its branch from uh, January 14th, 2024. So this same ShopRite, their branch in Kano also shut down. The same ShopRite that has announced they are shut down in Abuja has also shut down its branch in Kano this same year. Believe you me, if business is good, business owners are not going to shut down their businesses. If business is good in the country, if the business climate, as they put it there, is good and is thriving and holds prospect for business owners, why would you shut down a branch of your business or completely your business operation in the country when the business is thriving, when the business climate is so conducive, is yielding enough revenue for you? It is practically impossible. Why was business established in the first instance? Business is established for profit making and providing value. Simple. You are there to make profit and you are there to provide value to your customers, to your client, to the environment, to the economy of the country. You are there for this purpose. And if the business climate and environment is so conducive and you're making your profit and also providing value that the government recognizes and appreciates, that the citizens or your customers or clients are recognizing and appreciating, and as a result of that, they maintain their patronage of your business or your services, why will you shut down your business or the operation of your business? It is, well, let me not say conclusively, but I believe in real thinking and business analysis, it is impossible. You are not going to shut it down. Rather, you are going to establish your business in other regions of the country or locations to continue to enjoy such friendly business climate and the patronage of whether it is the government or the citizens or individuals or companies. It all depends. Shutting down businesses is not a good trend. Nobody opens or establishes a business in order to shut it down in the nearest future. No. Some businesses were not actually shut down. What they did was to open subsidiaries or to create another name for that very business. And you think that the business is no longer in operation. It is still in operation. It has metamorphosed. It has developed. It had upgraded to something higher than what it used to be. Back to the news item. This same ShopRite shut down their business in Kano. Now they have also shut down their business in Abuja. It has been announced. And the details of this very information, I'm going to bring it to you as we read from paragraph to paragraph. This latest development is coming about 6 months after ShopRite Mall in Kano shut down operations in its branch from January 14th, 2024. Now, in the same vein, the popular Kano Mall revealed its decision to shut down its operation, which was informed by the financial difficulties and high production cost confronting business establishment in the country in a circular made available at the time. Another shop mall shut down in Kano. It's also a huge economic loss for the employees of Jumia Food as the owner announced decision to cease operation in Nigeria, citing growing economic challenges. All the reasons, major reasons, have been the economic challenges of the country, the economic downturn of the country. In the notice, ShopRite wrote, we regret to inform you that as of June 30th, 2024, Retail Supermarket Nigeria Limited will be closing its Wuse store located in Novera Wuse Central Mall, Abuja. This decision has been made after a thorough evaluation of the store's financial situation and the current business climate. We believe this is the best course of action for our organization's long-term growth. Yes, rather than the economy of the country running down the organization had to shut down certain segments of the operations in the country in order to retain its long-term growth. Okay? We will no longer require your services for the Novera Wuse Central Mall store. If your services are specifically tied to the Novera Wuse Central Mall store, and if there is an outstanding balance between our companies, we will carefully review our accounting records over the next 60 days, about 2 months. We will then promptly contact you to confirm the amount owed and discuss a suitable payment schedule. We would like to express our gratitude for your past business. It has been a pleasure working with you and your team. If you have any questions or concerns, or if there is anything we can do to assist you during this challenging transition, please do not hesitate to reach us out or to reach out to us, the company said. Some of the staffs reacted to the announced shutdown of the business, citing economic loss both for them and their dependents. They are supposed to tell us, this is what some of the staff said. They are supposed to tell us like a month or two as someone who works in their firm. But what they actually did was like telling us yesterday, a week to the closure. And they told us that we only have a week, which to me, I don't know for the others, is not right, because they are supposed to give us 1 month notice. This is one of the staffs reacting. Another one said, we had a meeting yesterday, but I was not in the meeting, but my colleagues actually spoke to the CEO, and they said they are going to give us a package while laying us off. But the problem is we don't know what the package is. And they told us that they are going to close on 30th June. If we are not coming to work, they will send us the package. But what if that package is not going to be enough? Workers are part of a union that's supposed to at least fight for their rights in the place or in the face of uncertainties. So if by 30th, nobody is going to come to the store, and we don't know the package that they are giving us, but definitely I believe it is cash. They told us it is the economic situation that is making them to close up. So if an economic situation, they are supposed to transfer us to another store. Yes, they are supposed to transfer them to another store. And if you want to lay us off, they are supposed to give us something tangible, because like close to 100 persons will be without jobs. So close to 100 persons in this very store is going to lose their job. So how many persons lost their jobs in their Kano State mall that was shut down? And most of us are married people. We are hoping to see what they will give us. That is what we are waiting for right now. That is what they said. They are waiting for what they will give to them as their severance package. That, I believe, is what they are trying to explain. So now I'm bringing to you list of companies and businesses that exited Nigeria based on economic downturn. So you can see it from here now. List of companies that exited Nigeria as a result of economic downturn. Shockingly, outstanding number of firms in Nigeria recently, especially multinationals, have outrightly shut down operations, businesses, and completely exited Nigeria. Some of the companies chose to relocate, or they chose to scale down operations, they chose to transfer ownership or sold their assets, their stakes, etc. One of them is Diego. Diego is one of them that sold its 58.02% shareholding in Guinness, Nigeria to Laram. Diego sold their asset, they sold their stake, their 58.02% shareholding in Guinness. They sold it to Laram. The second here is Shell. We all know that Shell shut down operations and sold its asset in Nigeria, a development that was not foreseen or predicted decades ago. Nobody believed that today Shell will be out of Nigeria. Nobody believed. In the last 20, 30 years, nobody believed it. Another one is the global tech giant, Microsoft, that shut its center, Africa Center for Development in Nigeria. They shut it down. Microsoft shut down their African Center for Development in Nigeria. Another one on the list is PZ Cousins Nigeria PLC and Kimberly Clark Nigeria. They were not left out in this very economic downturn, leading to shutting down businesses or rescaling or selling their assets or their shares. The next on the list is Unilever Nigeria PLC. Unilever Nigeria PLC is not left out in the economic downturn. The next on the list is Procter and Gamble Nigeria, followed by GlaxoSmithKline Consumer Nigeria Limited, and Procter and Gamble. They all shut down. The next on the list among these companies that shut down, that left Nigeria, is Sanofi Aventis Nigeria Limited. Sanofi Aventis Nigeria Limited also joined in the list alongside Equinox Nigeria. Equinox Nigeria is also one of them. The next on the list is Bolt Food and Jumia Food. Bolt Food and Jumia Food. Bolt Food and Jumia Food. They all shut down business operations in Nigeria. Amongst other, the list are so many that space or time would not allow us to continue. But as I said from the beginning of this broadcast, it is a very ugly, bad trend. And this is what the government of Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu supposed to be saddled with, supposed to be concerned with, trying to see how they can secure the economy of the country, trying to see how they can turn around the economy of the country, trying to see how they can be able to reassure Nigerians and the multinationals or business owners in the country that actually this is the right place to do business, rather than chasing Nnamdi Kanu up and down, rather than chasing those that are talking about the same thing that made all these companies to be leaving the country, rather than chasing them up and down, different kind of political of acrimony or politics of acrimony and politics of expediency to the detriment of the economy and the well-being of the country. Rather than getting involved or in combat with all of this, let the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu focus on trying to see that why they are in office or why he is in office is to make the life of Nigerians better and ultimately release Nnamdi Kanu and begin to discuss a way of conducting a very free and fair, credible referendum to determine the fate of the country. And that should be what we all should be talking about right now. And with this, we are bringing this segment of the broadcast to an end. See you soon with the next segment of the broadcast. Bye bye.